Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So I hope everyone is in a very healthy condition, and please stay safe and stay home as well. Okay, so this week we're gonna learn on chapter 3, which is the plant growth and development. Let's see. Okay, so for this chapter, we're going to have a look at the stages of plants daripada awal sehingga kepada akhir lah. Okay, so generally there are 4 stages of plants, which are the first one is when the seed germinates and the growth of the seed itself, and then it will enter the vegetative growth, then proceed to the reproduction phase, and finally, as what human goes through as well, senescence, which is the dying process lah. Okay, so seeds are made by the plant so that the plant can reproduce itself. Okay, dan dekat dalam seeds tu juga it has a lot of stored energy, and usually when we say germination, it refers to the process of a seed sprouting into a young plant. Okay, so percambahan benih tu. So that is seeds germination. So in order for us to germinate the seeds, of course it needs some factors to help to boost the germination process. So listed here, there are some digestion. When we say digestion, it's not like digestion macam food digestion in our usus, but digestion as in what we do to one of the structures that protect the seeds or protect the organ inside. So nanti kita akan look further lepas ni what it means by the digestion. Some seeds also need cold, some need warmth, some need fire, but all seed germination process, they do need water. Okay, so roots grow down following the gravity, and that is what we call the geotropism. Stem, on the other hand, is the opposite of the roots, which it follows the light. So that is what we call the phototropism. And for the seeds, there are 2 types, the monocots and the dicots. Well, okay, so monocots, from the name itself, okay, so from the name itself ni, mono, so meaning 1. Kalau di, meaning 2. So monocot, it means it has 1 cotyledon, and dicots, it means they have 2 cotyledons. And if you look at here, these are a table. The differences between the monocot and also the dicot in terms of the seeds. So we can see in terms of the root, of the vascular system, of the leaf, and also the flower. Okay. Okay, sorry tadi ada siaran terganggu. Okay, and then the next part is we have to know dia punya seed parts. Okay, so basically all seeds, dia ada this part, these 3, dia kena ada seed coat, ni kat luar ni, seed coat, all the outer layer, and then the cotyledon dekat dalam dia, and also the plant embryo. And we can see here, this is the monocot, this is the dicot. So kita boleh nampak lah why it is dicot, because dia ada 2 cotyledon, and this is 1 because it has 1 only. And remember, when we talk about the digestion, so usually what we do is it is the digestion of the seed coat kat luar ni. Okay, so seed coat. So seed coat ni because some seeds dia punya root and also dia punya stem ataupun shoot, not stem, dia punya shoot dia boleh break through the seed coat. And you have to remember dia punya seed coat ni, they are very keras tau, they are very hard, because one of the functions is to protect the embryo, is to protect the cotyledon dekat dalam tu. So that's why dia mesti kena jadi kuat. Okay, jadi however, although function dia to protect whatever inside, but ada juga dia punya disadvantage because the inside tu needs to go out to grow kan. So if the seed coat tu kita tak bantu to digest in terms of kita ketuk dia, bagi sikit gunting dia, bagi sikit, as long as ada jalan untuk the root and also the shoot tu untuk keluar, then it will be very difficult lah for the seeds to grow. Okay. Next, what factors do we need to consider before planting our crops? So this is very general information. Walaupun saya tak tulis kat sini, I think kita pun dah tahu dah. Because plants, they live in the environment, kan? Environment tu, it keeps changing. So we know that all the elements in the environment, it helps to the growth and development of a plant. So what do we need here? Okay, try yellow je. Lepas tu width dia kurangkan sikit lah. Okay, alright. So yellow, temperature. Okay, so temperature. For example, plants tu dia dekat tropical climate, just like our country in Indonesia or in Singapore. So of course, this factor of temperature ni, dia memerlukan temperature yang suitable to the tropical punya climate. Kalau kita tanam dia dekat negara-negara yang sejuk, belum tentu dia boleh nak hidup. Okay? Soil moisture. If the soil is very dry, then the roots tu, they need to work really, really hard to find a source of water. Okay? So, kalau tak ada source of water, macam mana all other processes nak berfungsi? For example, the main essential process is photosynthesis. It needs the water. If you still remember the process of photosynthesis, kan? So, kalau tak ada water, kalau tak ada photosynthesis, how plants need to grow and develop? So, seed quality in terms of the germination percentage. So, usually the germination percentage tu ataupun germination rate, it determines the quality of the seed. So, usually, when we collect the seeds from the plants, so for example, pokok bunga telang, kita boleh nampak kan dia jenis banyak, menjala kan. So sekali dia keluar, dia akan keluarkan banyak sangat seeds dia. Okay, so that's what we call the batch of seed. Okay, seed batch. So kalau contohnya bulan ni saya ambil, so this is batch number 1. And then bulan depan saya pungut lagi, kita harvest lagi dia punya seeds tu, so that's batch number 2 and it follows lah. Okay. So how to know the quality of the seeds? Okay, so batch number 1, the one that we harvest this month, then kita akan kira, kita akan buat simple experiment to calculate the germination percentage. So usually the percentage that is acceptable for seed quality is around 98% and above. Okay, so kalau bawah daripada 90%, dia agak questionable jugalah that batch of seeds. So, better buang je. Okay, alright, and then date of planting, sama. Because ada research, banyak research dah dijalankan, the month of planting. Because every month, dia ada environmental conditions dia yang berbeza. Okay, walaupun Malaysia is a tropical country, kita kat garisan khatulistiwa, we are not the 4 season countries, then tak semestinya the climate variation tu, it doesn't happen to us. Okay, so right now yang kita boleh tengok, kadang-kadang kan kita ada monsun, kita memang ada monsun timur laut, yang mana dia akan berlaku at the end of the year, kan, starting bulan 10, bulan 11 hinggalah bulan 1, I think. Okay, jadi that time of the year akan banyak sangat hujan. Alright, and then kalau tengah-tengah tahun dalam bulan 6 macam tu kan, itu adalah time yang panas sangat. That's what we call the dry monsoon. Okay, so the time tu air kita kurang, empangan kita berkurang, macam tu. Okay, jadi walaupun kita ni bukan yang winter, spring, fall and semua-semua tu, Tapi kita ada monsoon kita, and that affects the growth and development of the plants. And also the type of soil. Different plants, different seeds, they need different soil. Because type of soil ni, dekat dalam dia tu dia ada nutrient yang berbeza. Okay, jadi walaupun every seed dia ada basic minimum requirement yang dia perlukan, dia perlukan berapa nitrogen, berapa perlukan NPK itulah, alright. So tapi still the type of soil tu dia akan membantu whether to make the seeds germinate quicker ataupun dia tak germinate langsung, dia dekat dormancy je. Okay. Alright, so different seeds have different conditions for germination. Okay, ni semua tadi kita dah cakap lah kan. So kita semua perlukan semua ni, tetapi yang paling penting adalah all need moisture. Maksudnya water tu. Okay, so korang kena bersabar lah Saya tengah suka pula nak main-main ni. Alright, jadi yang pentingnya kita memang kena semua tahu water tu is very important. Okay, so when the conditions are right, the seed bursts open and a new plant grows out. This process is called germination. Okay, so germination, percambahan, remember. So percambahan meaning that something has to go out of the seeds. So it's either the shoot ataupun the root. Okay, so usually root lah yang akan keluar dulu. Okay. Alright, so what are the best conditions for germination? Alright, so 3 environmental conditions. Okay, yang pentingnya is this one lah. Water, oxygen, warm temperature and also light. Tapi cuba you tengok ni. Okay, light tu dia ada asterisk. Why? Kita akan tengok next one. Okay, so water, why is it needed? Okay, for germination, because for the seeds to swell and burst open, and also to transport the food to the growing embryo. So that's the water. Oxygen, kita tahulah kan, all living things perlukan oxygen. Temperature, because to activate the enzyme that helps the growth and the development. Light, okay, so itulah light tadi dia asterisk kan, because it is not directly involving in the germination of the seeds. Tetapi once the young shoot breaks through it, light is needed. Sebab once dia dah keluar daripada dia punya seeds dia tu, then they are on their own. They have to make their own food. So what happens when they want to make their own food? They need light, okay, for the photosynthesis. Okay, so this is the life cycle. Contohnya is the green bean. Ada seeds, okay. Kemudian bila dia bercambah, dia akan keluar roots dulu. And then the next one is they keluarkan dia punya shoot. So this is what we call the seedling stage. And the next one is semualah the stem elongates. And then the leaves dia makin tambah banyak. And then dia keluarkan flowers, and then dia keluarkan seed pods. So dalam seed pods tu, and then dia akan keluarlah all the seed, and dia datang balik. Okay, so daripada seeds ni, seed pod ni dia pergi balik kepada seed. So contohnya macam pokok saya ni, pokok bunga telang ni, saya biar je dia menjalar dekat pagar rumah saya kan. Lepas tu bila dia dah keluarkan banyak seed pod ni, saya memang tak terambil lah dia punya seeds tu. Jadi seeds dia tu akan jatuh ke tanah. So bila jatuh ke tanah, dia akan tumbuh balik lagi. Okay, so it's a continuous process lah. Okay, now that's for the plant growth and development. Secara briefly, okay, secara generally. So if you tak faham or you need more information, you boleh cari lagi, okay, from credible sources lah. Jangan baca dekat Wikipedia, okay, so benda tu arguable and debatable. Okay, so the second part of chapter 3 ni, besides knowing the stages of plants, plants growth ni, we also need to learn about plant hormones. Okay, so what are hormones? So, tak ada tu, hormon. So, hormones ni is from the, wow. Color picker. Benda ni, macam mana nak main dia? Tak nak lah. Pink. Okay. So, hormones ni dia daripada perkataan Greek, iaitu hormone. So, maksudnya to stimulate. So, dia punya definition dia is this one lah. Substance or chemical that is transported and causes specific physiological effect. Okay. So, the word is specific and the word is transport. Hormone, it is produced and it is transported to a specific site so that it will have a specific effect. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna have a look at we're gonna have a look at 5 main groups of plant hormones: auxin, cytokinase, ethylene, abscisic acid, and also gibberellin. Okay. Let's tengok the first one is auxin. Okay, so what you have to remember is production dia dengan effect dia tu dekat mana. Okay, so for auxin, production dia adalah dekat shoot tips and also banyak dekat developing seeds. Okay, so this is the experiment by the Darwins, which is Charles dengan anak lelaki dia. So dia buat apa tau? Dia buat dia buat eksperimen. Dia kata okey, ada satu pokok ni, pokok bin kacang ni lah. Alright, so dia kata under normal condition, shoot tips bend towards the light. Okay, so biasa je kan, bila dia dah keluar, shoot dah keluar, dia akan pergi ke menuju light. So that is the phototropism. So tapi kalau tiba-tiba, cuba kalau kita tengok sini ni, dia kata bila dia potong shoot tu, then tak ada bending ke mana-mana. Phototropism tu tak berlaku. Okay. Lepas tu yang ni pula, kalau dia tutup dekat tengah-tengah. Dia bukan kat ujung, bukan kat bawah, tapi kat tengah-tengah. Jadi dia kata bending tu berlaku. Dia punya phototropism tu berlaku. Jadi dia punya conclusionnya, dia kata light is sensed at the tip but response not at tip. Okay. Sebab dia kata memang light dia response dekat tip, tapi light is sensed at the tip but response tu not at tip. Sebab dia boleh lagi nak bend bila dia buat dia tutup source of light dekat belah situ. So, new hypothesis, a substance or chemical is transported. Ketika tu, diorang tak tahu lagi. Macam mesti ada something ni yang membantu dia kan. Lepas tu, later on barulah dia kata, dia dapat tahu pasal auxin ni. Okay. So, evidence for the role of auxin in apical dominance. So, the apical dominance ni in terms of dia punya axillary bud lah. Okay, so kalau macam gini, kita kan tahu kan dekat shoot banyaklah auxin. So, nampak yang merah dot ni is all the auxin lah. And dekat shoot tip ni, dekat situ lah high auxin concentration. Okay. So, high auxin concentration kat bawah. Kalau yang dekat bawah ni is low auxin concentration. Okay. And we know that kalau auxin ni banyak, dia akan truncate the developing of axillary bud. Tengok dia terbantut. Okay. So, but if we cut off, tengok shoot tip remove. Jadi maksudnya dah tak ada dah auxin ni. Kat mana tak ada. Jadi dia tidak menghalang pertumbuhan axillary bud ni. So, bandingkan axillary bud yang ni dengan yang ni. Okay. Okay, this one is the evidence for the role of auxin in adventitious root formation. Okay. Jadi yang ni nak kata bila ada auxin ni, dia akan membantu pertumbuhan adventitious roots. Sekiranya tiada auxin, dia tiada pertumbuhan adventitious roots. Okay. Evidence for the role of auxin in formation of fruit and structures of similar function. So this is what they did for strawberry. So they say that without the seed formation, fruits do not develop. So developing seeds are a source of auxin. So remember tadi, the production of the auxin, they are very high in the shoot tip and also in the developing of seeds. Okay, the second hormone is the cytokinin. So cytokinin is in the opposite of the auxin tadi tu, because auxin dia punya main production is in the shoot tip, but for cytokinin is in the root tips. Okay, and also we know that cytokinin, they can delay leaf senescence. So for example, these plants yang transgenic ni, dia transgens kan, dia modify the genetic to increase the cytokinin synthesis. So kita tengok dia hidup segar bugar in comparison to the untreated one, the one yang tak banyak cytokinin. So cytokinin yang the untreated one ni, they undergo leaf senescence quicker and faster than the transgenic plants. The third plant hormone is the ethylene. So ethylene pula yang dia ni dia in contrast dengan yang cytokinin, because cytokinin tadi tu it delay the leaf senescence, but ethylene ni dia sebenarnya yang membuatkan plants ataupun fruits tu senes ataupun dia ripe. Okay, so contohnya experimenting with plant response to ethylene commercial uses. Okay, so yang gambar belah kiri ni, so adalah mutated ethylene receptor. So maksudnya dia ni dah mutate, dia tak dapat nak sense, dia tak dapat nak tahu ada ethylene gas. So bila tak ada ethylene hormone, jadi dia tak undergo senescence. But on the other hand, this one is the normal one where it can sense ethylene hormone, then they akan undergo senescence as usual. Okay, experimenting with plant response to ethylene commercial uses. Okay, so sama juga with this petunia plant. So with the mutated one, they can't sense the ethylene, so they don't go under senescence. On the other hand, for the normal one, they can sense the ethylene too, then they undergo senescence. Okay, the fourth plant hormone is also known as the abscisic acid or ABA. So kalau abscisic acid ni dia banyaknya dekat mature leaves, especially under stress, and also dekat roots, and then dia akan transport kepada shoots. Okay, so remember tadi bila kita kata tadi abscisic acid ni dia under stress. So bila dia under stress, for example-nya water stress ke, light stress ke, so this ABA ni memang it helps in the stomatal closure. So bila plants tu dia contohnya dia water stress, so they want to keep whatever water, whatever moisture they have inside them, inside the plant, by closing the stomata, so that no evaporation of the moisture, no transpiration going out happening. And the last one, the plant hormone that we're going to learn is the gibberellins ataupun GA, also known as the gibberellic acid. So this GA ataupun gibberellins ni production dia mainly in the developing shoots and also the seeds. Okay, so for example dekat anggur ni lah. Okay, kalau yang belah kiri ni, we know that it is without the GA. Okay, so without GA, kalau dengan with GA. So kalau yang dengan with GA ni lah yang hormon kita bagi ni, gibberellic acid ataupun gibberellins. So they produce shinier, larger, nampak macam sedap lagi grapes. Okay. Alright. So I think that's all for today's lesson. So I know this sounds very macam sikitnya for chapter 3 kan, but no, because ini adalah the general ataupun briefly on plant growth and development. So what you need to do is you need to baca lagi, investigate more. So I hope that this lecture sparks questions in your mind. Okay, so saya bagi sikit dan sepatutnya dia akan membuatkan you tertanya-tanya, kalau macam ni macam mana? Kalau tambah ni macam mana? Ni macam mana? Okay, so how to know that answer? Then you have to look up on your own. Okay, so this is what we call the independent study. Kita kena independent dah sekarang. Okay, so since this is the PJJ punya distance learning punya lesson, so I need to take your attendance. So in order for me to know the attendance for this week, so nanti I will upload this link of the Google form in Edmodo, our usual platform. Click on that and then answer a few questions there, and then submit that form, and I will count that as your attendance. Okay, it will have a deadline, cuma I tak tahu lagi letak bila. Okay, alright, so I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening, and please stay at home and stay safe. Okay, Assalamualaikum.